You ready for this? All I want is you gotta be very careful with this. Okay? He's coming in with a straight punch here, and you're gonna move to the side. And boom, you're gonna go like that. That's it. Now he's gotta take a back fall. See that? Okay, we're gonna go slow. We don't want to hurt shihan. I'm only kidding. So when I do this, just bring your head back. Don't fall yet. Watch. 1, 2, 3. All the TV, movie techniques that you see fighters do are practiced over and over and over and over and over again until the stunt team gets these things down pat. You don't do this no matter. Oh, we did. we did. Because we didn't have much time to film it because time is money. So when you have big budgets, they practice stunts, and there's a lot of stunt TV shows now. They have a new stunt show on A&E or something. It's stunt something. I just filmed 16 hours on Law & Order. They were on for like, I was on for like 3 seconds on TV. Yeah, there you go. You could be filming and filming and filming and filming, and half the stuff ends up on the floor. Okay?
Hey guys, I was on Law & Order 2 weeks ago. I filmed all day, like 16 hours. I was on for like 3 or 4 seconds on the TV. That was it. Out of 18 hours, 16 hours.
Yeah, it's a long process. So when you see these guys on TV, they work very hard. Okay, very, very, very hard. Today, yeah, I know. Well, let me tell you something. The thing is, there's so much more opportunity now than there ever was before because of what's going on in the movie industry. But at the same time, when you learn this for the movie industry, you're doing your techniques that these are all viable jiu-jitsu techniques. They're all techniques that are workable for the street, workable for when someone wants to pick on you, or push you, or grab you, or come at you with a punch. Okay? If Tom comes at me with a roundhouse, and he throws a hard one, I gotta know how to block that. Right? Now if I do this, and I throw him, it's real technique, but in the movies, you use those techniques because they're so real that when you do them in the movies, they become real. They look so real. Even though he's going to take the fall, I'm not going to do it as hard. I'm not going to really hurt him. In the street, you might do that. Now, we don't want anybody hurting anybody in the street. We don't want you guys doing this on your siblings. We don't want you picking on anybody. We don't want you showing anybody. This is for you. When you learn something in the dojo, it's special because what it is it's yours in here. And the one thing I was always taught, that what I have in here, I walk around with. I don't need a basketball. I don't need a football. I don't need a hockey puck. It's right here. When you learn this, you don't need anything else except this. And when you have this in here and you're confident, one thing this teaches you, and it's very important as youngsters growing up, at all ages, teenagers as well, is that you have to have confidence in this world. Self-esteem, meaning you have to believe in yourself. Not worry about other people. Worry about yourself. Have that self-esteem. Make sure that you practice enough to feel good about yourself. Self-confidence. Knowing that you can do something is the best thing in the world you can ever have. Is knowing that you're capable of doing something because you practice it. It's no different than when you want to play baseball, football. You can't become good unless you're willing to practice. If you do your homework and you study your history, you want to learn about history, then you read your books, you go into the internet, you learn about history if you want to learn something. It's all about how you want to learn. It's not about being lazy. My father always told me, you want to be lazy, Michael? Go ahead and be lazy, see what happens to you. You can't be lazy. Okay? Focus. What does this do? Martial arts does something that's very, very important. It teaches youngsters, as well as adults, how to focus. And in my opinion, what focus is, what I always teach and what I came up with was, if you look at what you're learning, okay, from the instructor or your mother or father teaching you how to ride a bike, whatever it might be, if you look and you listen, okay, you look and you listen. Those are the two most important parts of focus, looking and listening. Then you think about what you just saw, think about what you just heard when you're being taught, like when you're in a classroom, even being taught in the classroom. You look, you listen, you think about it, and then you do it. So it's look, listen, think, and do is the 4 elements of focus. How important is that? It's important in everything you do in life. If I decide I want to build a building, okay, and I am a bricklayer or whatever, I have to focus on what I'm doing or I'm going to fall off the building or I'm not going to do it right. If I'm going to ride I remember my father the first time showed me how to ride a bicycle, and it was about as dark as this. And I couldn't get on that two-wheeler. It was a big black Schwinn with the big thing in the middle, you know, and it had the bells were like you push this button, ba-bang, you know, it was old. And I got on the bicycle and I fell off 2 or 3 times. I didn't want to do it anymore. My father said, get on the bike. My mother's at the door saying, it's getting dark, Mike, don't worry. So I got on he let me go, and all of a sudden, I'm riding this bicycle, this big bicycle. I'm saying, wow, I know how to ride a two-wheeler, and I kept on going. And then I finally, I didn't know how to turn, so I kind of got off the bike, fell off the bike a little bit, and I wanted to get right back on again. And it was getting dark. Now, I didn't want to come in. And my father didn't give up. And the reason why I didn't give up, because he knew that if he stopped then and there, I might not be able to pick up where I left off the next day that easily. So he knew that I was almost there and gave me that opportunity to try it again, and I finally got it. And then I went to sleep that night feeling like I needed to get on that bicycle the next day real quick. So the next morning I got up and I pulled my bicycle out, and my father got up early. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I got on my bicycle, and we had a dead-end street, so I was able to turn the bike, and finally I got, I knew how, I didn't want to stop riding that bicycle. But why? Because if you have a belief in yourself, especially when you're young like you, and you've got instructors willing to give you that belief, then you can do just about anything you want to do in this world. Anything. Understood?
That's the thing.
It's the most important life lesson you're ever going to learn, is that when you put your mind to doing something, then you've got to make sure that you don't quit. And when you're at home with your parents and you're in school, especially with your parents, you listen to them. Don't run off, don't argue, don't fight, because you don't have the right to fight. Your parents say to do something, you do it. That's what you should be doing. Bless you. It's so important to make sure you understand that. Understood, everybody? Understood, everybody? Yes. I want to hear yes, sir, yes, sensei. Not when your mother, father asks you something, it's yes, mom. No, dad. Yes, sir. Okay. Not. That's when you get lazy. And you cannot be lazy in this world. All right. So, watch again. One more. How much time do we have? I want to get them in. We don't have much time, then we'll just break them. Oh no, let's get them up now. All right, you guys, everybody up. We're going to put you in groups.